God damn, guys.
You know, let me zoom you out a little bit. You're a little Braun Strowman in the camera with it. Okay. All right. Guys, I wake up today and not too shortly after I woke up, I seen the news. This piece of news is actually not on our news today because it's not really news for us to go over, but it's definitely stuff for us to talk about, man. It feels real now. It feels a little real now. WWE have officially released the last piece of active performer merchandise for the GOAT. WWE have released the Washington, D.C. line of merch for John Cena. And his final match is just 8 short days away, bro. Next week, we will be covering predictions. Literally, bro, in one fucking week, we will be covering the predictions for the show that has John Cena's final match. And in 8 days, you are going to get to see me look like an absolute idiot on this stream. Holy shit. I load up WWE Shop and I seen all the merch and I was just looking at the logo and it's, says John Cena's final match and I was like, man, holy shit, we're here, bro. We're here, man. I remember in the beginning of the year, I would tell myself, this isn't sad, right? This isn't sad. We got 30 dates left to go. But I would always say to myself, I wonder how I'm going to feel when we're down to 2, when we're down to 1, when we get to the Chicago date. All these questions I ask myself. Man, we are fucking here, bro. We have 1 date left and we are 8 days away from it. And man, seeing that merch was definitely made it feel real. Definitely made it feel real, man. So we're definitely getting down to that part of it. And man, I am not fucking ready.
Not at all, man. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be great. It doesn't feel like it's literally just a week away. It doesn't really, like, especially thinking about like next week's Raw. There's gonna be no more Cena, ever after that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be weird just watching WWE TV, knowing Cena will never be on it, in a wrestling capacity in the jorts and all that ever again. It's gonna be really fucking weird, man. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be sad, and it's not gonna feel real. I don't think it's gonna hit until at least Saturday, man. So it's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be great at the same time. It's gonna be a great night.
Yeah. For sure, man. Even though, like I said, it definitely, obviously it didn't hit, but like just looking at it, just looking at all the merch and just seeing it actually say like John Cena's final match, I was like, man, we're to the point where we're selling this shirt now. We're selling this shirt, which usually, per WWE standards, means you're about a week away. At least that's usually when they put the merch up for the next show. It's about a week away. So, yeah, I was like, man, we're about a week away, bro. So, geez, that is even coming out of Survivor Series, man. I was like, we'll be okay. We got 2 weeks to sit on this. We got 2 weeks to ponder on this, but some might say you should never ponder, and that is very true. So, yikes. A week away, bro. We are a week away. I don't know. Crazy. However, well, speaking of the John Cena merch, your boy has indulged, okay? I got me a shirt, and I got me, bro, shout out to fucking Fanatics, even though it's a half shout out. They actually sold a flag. As you guys know, I'm a big flag guy. You guys could see, you guys see every fucking week. I got my CM Punk flag behind me, even though, that's an AEW flag. I can't give shout out to WWE for that. But I do have my Johnny Gargano flag here. I got a bunch of other flags. I own a bunch of other flags. I'm a big flag guy. These motherfuckers done put a John Cena's final match 12-13-25 flag on the shop, even though it's a half shout out, because by the time I bought it, it said act fast, 22 sold, 10 left. So y'all done fucking printed 32 flags and called it a day. Dog.
Flags.
32.
That's insane.
That's all you got the budget for? 30 fucking 2 flags? What is that? But I digress. I did get mine, so again, I can't necessarily bitch, but I do feel sorry for the people that are probably going to open WWE shop in 5 hours, want to fucking buy a flag, and then they just see sold out. What is that? Uh-oh.
Fucking great system they have.
Ah, okay. You froze on our end for a minute, but you're back.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, but they actually sold a fucking flag. They only printed 32 of them. So again, I do feel sorry for the people that aren't gonna be able to get their hands on theirs, but man, it is fuck. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yikes.
It really is.
Also, WWE shop are selling a pin set that is $250, which is absolutely fucking outrageous. However, it is actually very hard, bro. It has pins of each shirt that he wore on the farewell tour, bro. I'm trying to find it so I can look at it, but yes, they did. Oh shit, I think I just passed it. Here it is. Okay. Yes, it's a last time is now framed pin set, and it has a pin of every single shirt he wore on this farewell tour, which that is just absolutely hard as fuck. However, it's $250, so you can kiss my ass, but I digress. Still very, very, very dope. I would actually love to have that in the collection. I cannot lie to you, but again, that is ridiculous for a fucking pin set. $250. Again, dope piece, but bro, Fanatics, WWE, what the fuck are we doing, man? Look, man, we have a lot of news to go over here today with you guys. However, we're going to start you guys off with the WWE news, and we have a small chunk of AEW stuff. So we'll go over all that as we wrap up here at the end. However, how's everybody doing here today? Thank you guys for joining us for yet again another edition of the Notorious Heels podcast, man. This is episode 295. We are 5 weeks away from episode 300, but that's not what we're worried about, man. We are locked in on episode 295 because we have a bunch to go over here today. So how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us. If this is your first time watching, guys, you know how the show works. Every Tuesday, we are on here at 12 p.m. Central with NHP Unscripted. And every Friday, normally at 3 p.m. Central, this week a little bit earlier, as you can tell, if you look at your clock. Normally at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here a little bit early today, but we are on here with the news, like I said, normally at 3 p.m. Central. If you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of NHP Unscripted, as well as last Saturday's edition of the Survivor Series, the Survivor Series War Games San Diego 2025 post-show review. You guys can now watch those on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live on YouTube, man. And with that being said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of merchandise live on there as we speak, man. And with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead. The floor is yours. The time is now. Let everybody know what you're smiling about today.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Smiling because, thinking about next week, thinking about the sadness next week. And yeah, that's really what I'm waiting for, man. It's Christmas season, just waiting for next week, then waiting for Christmas and everything, man. So everything's been good, man. Everything's been good. Just waiting for the holiday, man. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing? Watching the replay. What about you, bro? How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good, man. I'm feeling good. Again, bought my fucking for the last time. I bought some John Cena farewell merchandise today. This guy convinced me to get the flag, so I'm very happy with that. So so shout out to Sir K for that one. But no, man, I mean, like you said, bro, it's Christmas time, so I always enjoy this time of year getting to buy the loved ones some gifts, man. So that is exciting. That is exciting. But yeah, other than that, honestly, bro, nothing nothing too much, dude. Nothing too much. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, like I said, just getting ready. In about 20 days, it will be Christmas. So that's exciting. Excited for that. So yeah, like I said, excited to. I actually have to find some time to do it. But when I do find the time to do it, start wrapping gifts and putting them under the tree, man. So very excited for that. And yeah, but there is something I do want to go over here today because she is here. I'm talking about none other than Belle, which today is not Belle's birthday. However, Belle's birthday is Sunday. Sunday. It is the 7th. So I dead ass almost said Saturday, as if it's not tomorrow. So happy birthday to Belle. She is in chat right now. So huge birthday shout out to Belle again. She is the 7th, so it's not today. But again, we won't be live on Sunday, obviously. So, we can't give her the shout out on the day, but you guys get the point. So happy birthday to Belle. Again, want to give a birthday shout out to the homie. As you guys know, Belle, she's our girl. She's always here. We appreciate it. But she's been here for a couple years, man. She's been 10 toes down with your boys, man. She has been here for a long time. She is a long-standing member of the NHP family. You guys know Belle. She's literally embedded into the intro. She is the homie. So again, happy birthday to Belle. Hope you have a great birthday. Thank you for what you do here in our little community that we have, man. Thank you for the conversations. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for being you, man. Thank you for again sharing a little bit of again, even beyond wrestling, man. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your life with us as we all do with each other, man. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you truly, man. I always appreciate I always appreciate Belle when whenever she texts and rants about whatever's going on in wrestling, man. Always appreciate it. So happy early birthday to Belle. And again, truly thank you for being here. Really always showing up. And thank you so much. Really, it means the world. It means the world that you have been watching for that long. And again, we have created the NHP family here, man. So and Belle's a big piece of that community, man, for sure. Again, like I said, she's embedded into the intro for a reason. Because she is that girl, bro. So shout out to Belle and happy early birthday to her, which is coming up Sunday, man. So again, happy birthday and shout out to a true OG, like Gotti says, a real OG to the NHP family. So happy birthday and shout out to Belle.
Really, happy birthday. Gotta shout you out. And thank you for always being here for years now, being a part of this, having conversations with us when, didn't really have anybody to have conversations with. Thank you. Hope your birthday is great. Always gotta shout you out. Happy birthday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah. Well, as for you guys, speaking of Bell being embedded into the intro, as for you guys, as Duranto is asked, I am good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, and the one and only, the owner of GDR Finances LLC? We have Mr. Walk 'em down and cut they shiz off. Mr. Walk 'em down and run that marathon. Mr. Walk 'em down and cook that shit up. Mr. Walk 'em down and feed them families. We have a true hero of the community. We have Gotti Devon in the house. We got my brother Gotti, man. How are you doing? He says, Bell, well, okay, let me start from the top. Manager Logan says he's playing Red Dead Redemption 1. Funny you say that, bro. I was just thinking to myself, fuck, I miss Red Dead Redemption 2. When did I play that, bro? That was last year, maybe? Oh, yeah, I want to say it was like maybe early last year, like early 2024, I want to say.
I think
It was,
early to mid 2024.
yeah, whenever it was, Adam Page was a heel, because I used to play Red Dead 2 listening to Adam Page's heel theme song, and it just went absolutely fucking stupidly hard. However, it shouldn't have gone that hard. It had no business going that hard, but it did. I miss Red Dead 2, bro. I might have to replay that again, man. When I played that in 2018, I could not get into it. Not because it wasn't good, it was just dragging. But everybody told me for years, bro, just get through it. And I'm telling you, once you hit a point, it's going to get really fucking good. For whatever reason, I played the shit last year, really, again, stuck through, waited till it got good, and boy, my boys were not fucking lying, bro. They were not lying. It was so good. Bell says everyone's worried about this Netflix Warner Brothers thing and how it affects AEW, and she's over here playing Sims 4, worrying about how expensive Netflix is about to get with the Warner Brothers properties, bro. Do you guys fucking remember when Netflix was like $8 a month? Because I do.
Like fucking $7-8 a month. Now this shit's like at least 20, I think. And it's probably
Man,
gonna get worse.
it probably is, dude. It probably fucking is, especially with like, obviously they have WWE, so I'm sure they're going to continue to pick up live sports, and then with the Warner Brothers thing, we're cooked. We're fucking cooked, dude. Dude, like, again, I was talking about, like, again, not to fucking go off on a rant about how expensive things are today. I fucking remember when shirts on WWE Shop were $19.99.
$19.99.
They were
dude.
$20. Do you know how much a fucking single shirt is? Do you know how much I paid for my John Cena Washington shirt that I bought today? $36.99. No, 36. Yes. What the fuck?
They went from $20 to 24, and then new ones started being 29, and now they're at fucking $36 for a t-shirt.
Gotti says, do you all remember when Netflix was a subscription when they sent DVDs to the house? I do.
Yeah,
and then I remember
I remember.
it being revolutionary when they fucking moved over to the Wii and I had to fucking point my joystick over to the fucking Netflix app and click the little start button. I do remember. Man, I remember that. I dead ass remember watching Cake Boss on the Wii, fucking pointing the thing around. Oh, Gotti, don't you worry. Gotti says, honestly, 36 is less than I expected. I was going to say 45. Oh, don't worry. First of all, it's coming. And second of all, that's how much they are at the live events. They are dead ass like $40 a shirt at a live event. So,
Yep.
and then they also released a John Cena hoodie the last, farewell hoodie, $60. What the fuck, man? What?
At the live events, the shirts used to be 30.
Dude, do you remember our first AEW show we went to? The motherfuckers were Gotti, what in the fuck does that mean? What? It was a good show. What it was a good
What
fucking
does
show.
that mean?
I was a kid. I was a fat kid, okay? I was a little chubby fat kid, and I like to watch fucking Cake Boss. What can I say? No, actually, when I was a teenager, I was really skinny. But when I was a kid, I was pretty fat, bro. I was pretty fat. Well, I was husky. All right.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, when we went to SmackDown, bro, I think I bought like 4 shirts, and the total was $170. So
Yep. Good lord.
fuck me. However, yeah. But what was I talking about before I was so rudely interrupted? What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I remember when we went to our first AEW show, the first dance, the fucking shirts were $20. Oh, the Punk one was like 30, I think, cuz
Yeah, that made sense.
But so oh, okay. Got it. I got it. My bad. My bad. That one's on me. No, Cake Balls is a good show, bro. I can't lie. I do know ball. I do indeed know ball. For sure. But no, that show was a fucking banger, dude. I was so pissed when they took that off Netflix when I was a kid, dude. I was like, man, I thought that shit felt like the end of my life for real. However, yes. Yeah, it was a banger show. I gotta rewatch some of those, man. I remember I was marking out as a kid that one episode where Santino came in and they did like a WWE cake. Dude, I was going crazy, bro. But yeah, bro, the motherfuckers were they were they used to they dead ass used to be like $25-$30 at an event, and now you're paying 40. What are we doing?
$45 for a damn t-shirt, dude. That's
Golly.
insane.
Belle says she goes shopping today and she may as well be shopping at Gucci, even though that's out of my price range. It's just out of control. Damn fucking
Hello.
near, bro. I might as well just
Call
buy
me
all
MJF.
Jordan brand shit. Yeah, I mean, because, like,
Literally.
it's the same. Like, legitimately, obviously, I'm wearing it now. You guys know I'm a big fan of just the Jordan, Air Jordan brand. It's literally the same fucking price as WWE merch now. What the fuck? And then Jordan brand is actually good quality. I might as well just buy all Jordan brand stuff.
Might as well.
Golly. It fucking costs to be a wrestling fan today, bro. It really does. You gotta fucking pay for ESPN. You gotta fucking pay $30 a month for fucking triple fucking Paul to give you four matches.
Pay-per-views.
Yeah, they give you 4 matches on the fucking pay-per-view. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for Netflix. You got to fucking pay for some sort of cable so you can still get SmackDown. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro?
Dude. It's literally, and then, we'll talk about it later, but you'll probably have to pay for something different to watch the fucking any old WWE thing. It's insane, dude. It's insane.
Golly. Gotti says...
It's like Gucci slides. Too bad they weren't Gucci flip-flops, man. That would have been even better.
Hey. That's probably when that whole meme was going on, too. That's probably why he wore those
It probably
sophomore
was.
year.
That's probably why he
Gotti
got
was
those.
demon.
Is that
Yeah,
why
the Gotti's trying to tell us
he
he's
was
a demon right now. That's what's going on here.
I get what,
I get
I
what
know
you're
what
saying.
happens in Gucci slides and Gucci flip-flops. I know what happens.
This fucking guy. Do you? Well, Gotti says, which one was I reading? Oh, okay. He said it before, but a few weeks ago was our 2-year anniversary. He found our channel. Crazy stuff, bro.
Crazy. That's insane.
During the Survivor Series 2023 review. So, that review, I'm glad that was the review you found us on. Because I genuinely feel sorry for the people that were here for like episode 1 through like fuck. Even when we first started doing face cam, I'm so sorry. Like, dude, if you're still here through then, I genuinely appreciate you, man. Like, for you're a dead ass. Like, that's mad love, bro. Because my God. But I'm glad you found us during that stream because that is one of my favorite streams we've ever done. Like, just the post reaction to that show and that night in general, magic. Magic. That stream was fucking magic, bro. I'm glad you found us during that stream and not episodes 1 through whatever. 100, something like that. It's got to be somewhere around there. He says it's also insane. We only post 2 to 3 times a week and we're so high on Gotti's YouTube recap. He says he watches YouTube a lot. He doesn't miss an NHP stream. For real, bro. I tell you all the time. I appreciate the fuck out of you, man. You're a real one. I try to repay the favor. Sometimes it's hard on a Monday through Thursday to tap in with the with your TikTok live streams, but I always try to tap in with you, man. Even sometimes on my car ride, I will try to tap in because I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man, for real. The NHP family thing, it's a real thing, man. It's not just something. It's not just something we say. We genuinely appreciate you guys, man. So I hope you guys know that. And I really do. I really do appreciate. Gotti screenshotted his YouTube recap and posted it on Twitter. Man, I appreciate the hell out of you, bro. For real, that means a lot. I said it a couple weeks ago, man, but there are so many wrestling podcasts you guys can listen to, man. There really is. But the fact that you guys come to us, just to listen to what we have to say, man, is really a dope thing. And it's real, recognized real for sure, man. So I really appreciate you guys a lot for sure.
Dude, I really appreciate you guys, truly.
Bell, we got Bell with the UK slang. I got something good for you guys. She says it's at least 40 to 50 pounds for a football kit top. Whatever the hell that is, I'm assuming
I think that's a jersey.
it's a jersey. Do you guys call jerseys kit tops?
That's different.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. But she says I don't know about the NBA jerseys, but I imagine it's in a similar price range. Yes, NBA jerseys I believe are $120 a pop.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
no, yeah.
I'm thinking about when we were kids. Those childhood prices.
If you guys ever see me in like NBA jerseys, I always get the shirts, like the shirt version of the jersey, like those Nike Dry Fit. I've worn them on stream before, but like, because those are $35, but like an actual like jersey, like sleeveless jersey, yes, those things are about $120, which is just absolutely wild. But yes, they are. I'm assuming 40 to 50 pounds is probably about in that price, or about equals that price range as well. So, oh god, yeah, playing WWE 2K and Call of Duty, man, those were holy shit.
I think we might have that same John Cena shirt, man. Is the back a bunch of pictures of him winning all the different titles, and the front is the picture of him holding up the title? If so, we done got the same shirt.
Okay, I thought you said it was a surprise.
Well, yeah, you killed the surprise because you somehow manifested
Dude,
sending me that same shirt that I literally just talked about fucking getting you. Oh my god, it's the same shirt.
bro,
What the hell is the odds of that,
Sir
dude?
K, we're sitting there one night, and Sir K's like, bro, I got this dope idea for you for Christmas. And then he's like, I'm gonna get me one too. And I'm like, oh, I was like, give me a hint. And he was like, it's a shirt that, what was the hint you gave me? It was like, you said it's a shirt that, I'll
I
let you.
said it's a better. I said it's a better version of a shirt that WWE sold for Cena, and yes, it is the black and gold one. Um, and that was my hint. And then literally like 20 or 30 minutes later, this man goes, "Hey bro, you seen this shirt on TikTok? It's this
Okay.
Cena shirt. I'm gonna send it to you." And I fucking look, and it's the shirt I was literally getting as a surprise for that man. I
Okay.
was so
Because as you guys see,
blown.
I got Cena as my wallpaper, right? The whole reason I brought that up was because I seen that shirt and I was like, "Oh, I want to make a wallpaper of that image on the front." So this is one of my wallpapers cuz I made, as you guys can see, I made a fuck ton of them, right? I made a lot. I made a lot of John Cena wallpapers. I was just, I was telling you guys I got the new phones. I was like, all right, let me get a fresh wallpaper with this shit, right? And I wanted the image of him holding the belt in front of his face, and I mentioned this, and that's what made me think of it. And I was like, oh, let me ask him if he ever seen this shirt. I was like, because I see it all the time, and I thought the shirt was fucking dope. And literally, that was the surprise. So I apologize, Sir K. It was dead
He
ass.
done spoiled his own surprise. What
Literally
in the
because
hell, man?
because the same night, because I was trying to make a wallpaper and I was like, oh man, let me see if he's ever seen this.
It was dead ass like 20 minutes later too, after I fucking set up the lob for the surprise, and this man just spiked that shit to the ground, dude.
Call me Blake Griffin.
Surprise.
I dunked it.
But man, that shit it's fucking
God,
wild,
he
man. But
what?
it's a dope ass shirt. What the hell, guy? What the hell? But one thing, guy, I didn't get it off of TikTok because I bought one shirt from TikTok before, and I fucking hated like the fit of it, and it was gonna be a similar fit, so I had to go to like a different website to get it. But it is that exact same design you're talking about, man. But goddamn, Gotti, it's just Roman and his wife.
It is no that shirt is actually so tough, dude. It's got like a picture of every title win, man. I like, man, that's too dope. That is too dope. So, okay. We got we got we got to get our family business out of the way, man. We got to have our talks. We got to have our talks, bro. However, we do have to get to the news, man. So, we got oh, brother. We got this news. We got a bunch of news about WrestleMania. We got original plans for WrestleMania. We got the current plans for WrestleMania, plans on the Royal Rumble, which is going to indicate how they set up WrestleMania. So, without any further ado, let's get started on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and his WrestleMania festivities. So, according to Uncle Dave, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins was the original scheduled WrestleMania 42 Night 2 main event. The Reigns hint on Monday Night Raw regarding challenging either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk or someone, if either or someone. Thank you, Dave. Challenging. What? I had to go back. I was like, wait. Okay. The hint on Raw regarding Roman challenging either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk or someone, if either of those titles change hands first, is still the current plan. Is still the current planned direction as the main event of WrestleMania for Night 2. However, the original plan was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Timeout. Paul, I don't quite understand. I personally, I don't quite understand here. Not because, it's Roman getting a title match or anything like that. What I'm having a hard time understanding. So you mean to tell me Seth Rollins was going to cash in on CM Punk. Screw him out of the World Heavyweight Championship, essentially.
Just get away with it.
And CM Punk was never going to get the lick back. He was just going to... He that was it. He was just going to lose the championship. And then, remember, Rollins and Punk were supposed to face at Saturday night's main event, the one in early November, the one where Punk faced Jey Uso. So was Punk just going to lose that? That, to me, out of this whole story, ends up being the most shocking thing, because what the hell is that? So Punk was just never going to get the lick back? He was just going to lose and then just, what, go on about his day? What the fuck is that, Paul?
That's horrible. That's a horrible ass plan. People were saying it all summer and shit. I saw it on Twitter. And every time I would see it, I'd be like, dude, that not only is ass, but that is because the CM Punk reason, not for the Roman reason, like you said, for the CM Punk reason. And I was like, dude, there's no way. That's such a dumb plan. Why would you, first of all, repeat the same match you've been doing for like fucking 12 plus years now? But he has a whole thing with Punk. Why would they not, build to that for Mania if that's the whole thing they're doing on TV? And they were dead ass just gonna have fucking him just get cashed in on and just move on with his life. Seth was just gonna win in the end and just fuck over CM Punk with no repercussions. That's insane. That's insane, man. Like Adi says, I that people were saying that too.
Bro.
He was 100% just gonna win the Rumble and go face Cody for no reason. That's insane. Who's booking this shit?
And then, second thing, bro. What is WWE's obsession with this Cody Rhodes and CM Punk match? Because, like,
It's
to be
bad.
to be honest, like, I don't know if I'm in the minority here. Again, like, I think it'll be a good match, but like, I don't know. We've been hearing about this shit like it's fucking The Rock versus John Cena. Like, what? It's not, to me, it's not really something I'm over the moon to see, especially because both of them are baby faces. If Cody was a heel, I think you may have something there, but like, what's the beef there is my question. And again, I think it'll be a phenomenal match. I'm not questioning the match quality, but like, what's the beef is my question.
Exactly. And like you're talking about CM Punk, big dream matches. I'd say Roman is like 10 times more wanted and bigger for opponent for CM Punk in a singles WrestleMania match than Cody is.
Me too.
Again, like you said, if Cody's heel, then you know what? You have something there. But fucking babyface dork Cody, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see him right now. Like, and like Gotti says, they just want that match to shit on Tony Khan.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only. That is the reason for that match. It's not this character doesn't like this. It's not that. It's AEW is the reason they want that match, and I don't really care to see that match.
Yeah.
Overall, and I would have been really pissed if not only did Punk not get his lick back on Seth, if he just goes to Cody for no reason. And I know the way Triple H books Cody, CM Punk would have been made to be the asshole somehow in that feud with Cody, and it would have just pissed me off. It really would have. I would have hated that feud if I'm being honest. I know I would have.
Probably so. I mean, they had a good promo battle a couple years ago. I remember they did the whole thing of like, Punk said he was going to take his ball and like Cody told Punk, like, you said you were going to take your ball and leave. I ended up doing all the things you said you were going to do. So that makes me more CM Punk than CM Punk. I don't know if you guys remember this promo, and then Punk said something to Cody like, he's more American Dream than, American Dream son or whatever. There's that, but like, again, to me, it's just not really a feud that like jumps off the page to me, other than, but then again, this is a track record from Triple H of just throwing two big stars in a feud and expecting people to, want to see it, even though, again, it just maybe right now doesn't make all that much sense to do. Now, again, if you ever want to cross that bridge where either Cody or Punk is a heel one day and the other one is a babyface, then obviously you got a huge fucking match on your plate. But like, again, like it's not really something that jumps off the page to me that I, am dying to see personally.
Oh,
But as
100%. And
as for
mhm,
Roman and Rollins, again, I just think the time has passed for their WrestleMania match personally. If they were going to have a WrestleMania match, or if you're upset that they've never had a WrestleMania match, you can thank Vince for that. That shit should have been at WrestleMania 38. Rollins was hot as shit going into WrestleMania 38. They obviously ended up putting him against Cody Rhodes, and then they ended up putting Roman Reigns against, you guessed it, Brock Lesnar. So, personally for me, I just think the time is past on that. It would have been cool to see Roman as world champion, but I just don't really. I mean, it's Roman and Seth, man. It's Roman and Seth. These guys, these are the same guys that have been dominating the main event scene for 10 years. I
exactly.
personally just would have liked to see Roman versus a Jacob Fatu, versus a Braun Breaker, versus an Obafemi, versus just somebody new, somebody that he hasn't worked with at WrestleMania before. And yes, he hasn't worked with Rollins at WrestleMania, but he's worked with Seth Rollins for the fucking better part of his whole career.
Exactly. That's like his main storytelling fucking partner, whether it's with or against him for his whole like singles career essentially. His biggest op has obviously been Seth due to the Shield turn. Um, if anything, like Gotti kind of says in the comments, if you ever want to do Roman versus Seth at Mania, it could be in a few years. That's more of like a perfect opponent to retire one
Yes.
another. Whether it's like Roman retire, I feel like Roman would retire first, but maybe Seth. I don't know. Maybe you never know. But either or, they're perfect like retiree opponents, not just random one-off just to make it work, man. Um, I hated that idea of that match at Mania. I don't think it was needed. I think it really would have made Punk look like an idiot, and I'm glad that play, plans had to change because that original plan, to me, is horrible, man. That's horrible.
Yes. So this brings us to the second part of this whole debacle, and that is also having to pertain with Roman Reigns because obviously the stuff with Rollins is off the table. He's not the world heavyweight champion anymore. But also, according to Uncle Dave, the current reported plan is for Cody Rhodes to defend the Undisputed Championship against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Now, somehow, with this news, you actually made the Rollins match sound better. How
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah.
I mean, again, I didn't want to see that either, but if I were to choose, just give me the Rollins match, because at the very least, those two have never worked at Mania together. These two have worked 2 WrestleManias together.
Yep.
3 main
Been there
events in total, but 2 years.
4 main events if they do this match, and I think they want to do this match, dude. Can you imagine if KO was able to be here and he could be champ? I mean, can you imagine Roman? I'll take Roman and KO. I mean, I would. All right, Sammy, Roman and Sammy at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Those are matches I would love to see. That's a main event story that actually pertains to Roman Reigns. Come on, bro. What is that?
You want to run back Cody versus Roman for the world title again at Mania. The third
Again,
time in 4 years. Paul, what the fuck are you thinking? What are you thinking? Honestly, Paul, answer the question. Who in their right mind thinks their fan base wants to see, for the third time in 4 years, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. We've seen the story for 2 years in a row. For Mania 39 to 40. We've seen this. And you're running it back already again. Like, dude, why? Why is it so hard to put Roman Reigns against, again, a guy like Braun Breaker or a guy like Jacob Fatu, a younger guy, Bronson Reed, something? No, let's just run back something we've already done before with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. That is fucking horrendous to me, and that it sounds to me like what he did last year. I mean, there's going to be 2 back-to-back Vegas duds if we get this shit, because, bro, just like last year, who the fuck asked for this? The same thing happened with Jey Uso and Gunther. Who the fuck asked for this? CM Punk was on the table. Yeah, we want to do Punk versus Gunther. And they switched it to Jey Uso. And again, all we were left asking was who asked for this? Paul, how are you coming up with these ideas? Where are you getting these ideas from? Nobody wants this.
This man, I think, genuinely just looks at 2 names with the verses in between and just goes, you know what? That's the match. He's a fucking stat dork. This man, Triple H, he's a stat dork. He cares about 2 big names versus each other, and that's it. And to him, I guess he sees this as it worked before. I'm gonna do it again because I'm unoriginal and I can't do my fucking job to save my life, dude. I could think of dozens of people I'd rather see Roman face. That's fresh. Bronson, Jacob Fatu, anybody, literally anybody. It's insane, man. It's insane.
Bro, we got man, I again, how do you come to this conclusion, bro? You know, Paul, you know what? Paul is one of those guys, like you said, he's one of those guys, he's making it evident. He's one of those guys that, you know when you're talking to a guy about wrestling and you say to yourself, and you ask them a question like, who would win this match? Would it, wouldn't it be a great match if, Roman Reigns fought AJ Styles, and he's one of those guys that's like, oh well, Roman's the bigger name, he would win that match. You know what I mean? Paul is one of those guys. They're like, he's one of those guys that, like, you ask them, who their what's the greatest faction of all time? He's one of those guys to be like, oh well, DX, because I was in it, and we had Shawn Michaels and me in there. How many times do you get a faction with 2 top stars like that? You are clearly a name value mark, Paul, because you looked at Cody Rhodes, and you're like, who could Cody face? What about Roman? Roman's a huge name. He's the biggest name in the industry right now. Oh, putting him again. Well, first of all, that's the first problem, because Cody Rhodes was Paul's pet project, and Roman is still the biggest name in the business. A Vince creation, is still the biggest name in the business.
Sure.
And he looked at the 2 names and was like, "Oh, Roman's the biggest name in the business. We could have him face Cody." Man, that would be epic. Is that epic to you, Paul? Is that what's epic to you? Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Nobody wants to see this. I know I sure in the fuck don't. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns again. Again, if it doesn't result in Cody Rhodes turning heel, then no good can come out of this. And we all know Cody ain't turning heel out of this. So there's no fucking point.
Exactly. There's no goddamn point.
So this would leave people to ask, I know I'm asking, what is the reason for this whole thing? According to a report from Self-Made Pro, WWE Creative did not settle on this match until very recently. And the OTC himself played a key role in steering the ship. On November 11th of this year, they were sitting on two possible scenarios for WrestleMania. One being Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. You kind of were setting it up, just saying. And CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. For the longest time, the plan was Punk versus Cody and Seth versus Roman. Again, don't know what the obsession with Punk and Cody is here. Don't know where that comes from. That was locked in. Then the updated plan became Cody versus Punk and Braun versus Roman when Seth got hurt. But behind closed doors, Roman made it known he preferred another matchup that would reshape the entire road to Mania 42. There was another option that some people in WWE were into, and Roman himself liked. If it was on his terms, Punk versus Breaker and Roman versus Cody. The pitch ended up wining out, but it wasn't as simple as flipping a script. A major creative meeting had taken place before anything was finalized. Here's the deal. With all this, at the time I asked, is Roman and Cody happening? The answer was, it's totally up in the air. It depends. A creative meeting had to happen to get everybody on the same page, and agreement was eventually reached. Roman Reigns, one of the ideas was for Roman Reigns to enter the 2026 Royal Rumble as a babyface and win it. That's how he's punching his ticket to Mania 42. Where he'll try to take back the championship he lost to Cody at WrestleMania 40. They were going to go in the route of a redemption story, and he's going to beat Cody, and he would beat Cody Rhodes and win the championship back. Uncle Dave on The Observer chimed in saying, the whole thing, when we come out of the match, the idea was it was supposed to... What? The whole thing, when we come out of this match, the idea is we're supposed to know WrestleMania. Dave, that's the Mania match, I would hope. Okay. Which is Cody and Roman and Braun and Punk are the championship matches. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Let's talk about the first part of that. Okay. Roman's character, yes, he lost everything, but he never fell on his face. Why you thought, and again, they say it was Roman's idea. I don't really give a shit whose idea it is. You know, it's Paul's decision. So, again, we ask, is this guy just sitting in the back, digging in his ass, letting the fucking talent make all the decisions? Or is he the boss? If Paul wanted to run a story like this, the moron that he's been showing himself out to be, if he wanted to make a decision like this, you need to have Roman fall on his face. You need to have him apologize to Jay, to Jimmy, to Sammy, to Solo. Guys like that. You need to have him understand why Paul Heyman turned his back on him. He may not have to like it, but understand. Roman's character has never came face to face with that reality. He's always been the OTC. So, he's always been the biggest name in the business. He's never he's never had that harsh reality with his character where he just comes to terms with the fact that he's been a horrible fucking person. You know the way John Cena, came to terms, and funny enough, I'm wearing the shirt, but remember the Montreal SmackDown where he came out and he came to terms. He said, I sold out. I sold out because I wanted to take a championship with me because I thought you guys were going to forget about me. Roman never came face to face with that reality. His character needed to go through that before you can go through a redemption storyline. Look at Adam Page. Look at Adam Page. It took him ending his boy's fucking Christopher Daniels career for him to come face to face and become depressed with himself because of the person that he'd become. Because he stabbed a man with a needle and he fucking slimed his boy out and ended his career. And then he had to come face to face with that reality before he could take on the Death Riders. Roman has never came face to face with the reality that he was a horrible person for all those years. And that to me is something you absolutely have to cover with the Roman character. And it doesn't seem like they want to go that route. And I don't get it because it's proper storytelling to me. And that's one of me and Sir K's biggest complaints with the Roman character. It's a phenomenal fucking character, but you're not taking the proper steps to tell the story of him getting back to that point. He never fell on his face.
He never had to apologize. The whole reason he didn't have the bloodline is because he pissed them off too much. He treated them like shit, and they were sick of it, so they ditched him. And then that's why he lost at WrestleMania. And he never apologized for treating them like shit, for beating up his fucking cousin to make his other cousin join the fucking group. You could list a million things he done did to that family, and I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. And we and everybody for years, when all that CM Punk, collision stuff happened, we criticized Tony Khan for letting the wrestlers book the company, and now we're hearing all these stories about egos clashing, and they have to basically come to agreement deals for people to work this and do that. Dog, is were we not praising WWE years ago for being the company that said, I don't give a fuck, this is what you're doing? Why are you not being that company anymore? That's how shit gets done. That's what we praised you for. And now you're letting the inmates control the prison? That's crazy.
Well, inmates is definitely the correct term when you got Brock Lesnar walking around not standing in his War Games cage, but I digress.
I mean, why do you think they didn't want him in a cage, bro? Because
I was going to say,
the
it's where he
image of him
belongs.
brought exactly the memes would have
Oh,
been
dude.
insane.
Oh, that would have,
Mm-hmm.
especially because he would have been the last one, so there would have 100% been a shot of him in a fucking, oh my God. Oh, I hate
That's why
them. They robbed us of that image, dude.
they
No.
said we can't put that man in a cage. That's too literal.
Bro, we, so that's the news on Roman Cody. Again, I don't like the idea. I just simply don't like the idea. It just doesn't sound WrestleMania appealing to me. Now, that's again, those are three classic WrestleMania main events that they had. But again, that's the past. We need to move forward. And the future, the way I see it, doesn't include WrestleMania, Cody and Roman running it back. It just doesn't.
100%.
Oh man, no, dude. Oh my, I'm actually upset. Now that we said that, now that I like
100% do
coming
that.
to the
That's what they do.
realization, I'm so pissed we didn't get the fucking image of Brock in a cage. Oh, dude, that would have been amazing, bro. That would have been
I mean,
amazing.
shit, that's probably 50% of the reason they didn't do the cage is because they knew Brock wouldn't want to do it. And they were probably thinking, well, if we get him in the cage anyway, their people are just gonna fucking screenshot the shit out of it of him being in a cage.
Yes. And
So he
then
probably shouldn't do that.
there was that whole pod debacle a couple years ago in that Elimination Chamber where if Brock doesn't want to do something, he just goes into business for himself. So
Hmm.
you can't have that. There was that. And dude, the image of him in a shark cage, bro, that would have been fucking incredible, dude. That would have been incredible, man. Oh, that would have been amazing. Well, unfortunately, we did not get that, but speaking of the Royal Rumble, again, it says an idea is for Roman to win the Royal Rumble. But WrestleVotes would say otherwise. WrestleVotes said this on Fightful Select Radio, so I guess you could cite both of them. The current favorite to win the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match is none other than Braun Breaker. The idea has been strongly considered within creative circles in WWE. If I were to, I mean, if you wanted to run a redemption story, I'm going to help you out here, even though I don't really like the idea. If you wanted to run a redemption storyline, I think it would suit Roman better to lose the Rumble and end up winning the Chamber just because of, um, you know, just the visual of him getting eliminated from the Rumble and like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it to Mania. Shucks, like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Um, I think that would personally, I think that would personally be better. I mean, if you wanted to run again, I don't agree with it. But if you wanted to have Roman run a redemption story, have Roman get eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Have him get eliminated by, you know, Jey Uso or somebody, the Braun, one of the Brauns, something like that, man. Have him get eliminated by the Rumble. You could have Roman stand on the apron and have, Jay or Jacob Fatu bump into him to, again, you could do Fatu, to set up something for set up something for a couple years down the line. But again, if your idea was running a redemption storyline, again, I just think the visual of Roman being eliminated from the Rumble, you could obviously get a nice shot of him, like, on the ground all shocked, thinking that his Mania moments passed him by or whatever. Something like that, I think, would be better. I think Braun is great. I think Braun is a great idea to win a Royal Rumble. He's a new guy. He's never won a Rumble, so it would be cool to give him that stat of winning the Royal Rumble. I think that'd be, pretty cool. And this makes me wonder though. Okay, so is Braun not going to, win on January 5th? Are they going to save
Yeah.
that Mania win till,
Mania.
or are they going
Yeah,
to save the world title win to Mania? I mean,
yeah, I would guess so if he's the plan. I mean, obviously you would have to not have him win at that match. So I'm down for it. I would like it. It's fresh. He's upcoming. It'd actually be giving an upcoming person, an accolade. You know, they usually don't like to do that. So I would really like it. I think that's the way to go.
for sure, for sure. So, um, well, according to Uncle Dave, we just kind of read it, or I guess kind of spoiled it in the Roman and Cody story. But the current reported plan for WrestleMania 42 is Braun Breaker to defend the World Heavyweight Championship for CM Punk to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker. I think the match will be good. It's obviously something that we see quite a bit on Monday Night Raw. I'm pretty sure we've seen these two face off at least once, or we at least see these guys interact a lot with, obviously, Braun as a part of the Vision, so we see these guys interact a lot. I'll say it's better than what they got going on for the WWE Championship. I can say that. But I mean, It probably will get Punk another WrestleMania Night 1 main event, and it will get Braun Breaker a WrestleMania main event, which I think is dope, considering this past year, for Mania 41, he was IC champion. So by the time we get to next Mania, this dude's all the way in the world title scene. That is a pretty dope thing. But Punk and Breaker, again, I don't really know how they're going to drag this out for another 4 months. Now, again, you have Braun winning the Rumble or Chamber. That's going to help. But keeping interest alive when these guys have been surrounded by each other for the better part of a year is going to be quite the task. But again, I will say it's not something I'm too hot on. It's not that I hate it. It's not something absolutely downright atrocious, but at the end of the day, it's something that again is better than, for me, is better than what they have going on with the world heavy or the WWE championship personally.
Oh, 100% way better than what they're doing with good old fucking Cody, man. But I like the idea, and I think I'm overall okay. WWE's no stranger to stretching shit out. I'm kind of
No,
used to it at this point, so I don't really even bat an eye to it at this point.
I'll say this, going back to the Cody Rhodes stuff, Randall Keith Orton, I'm so sorry. I'm actually, because bro, Triple H actually, he been doing Orton dirty. I can't even hold you, bro. I don't know what Randy Orton did to him. I thought they were boys. I was fucking wrong. Because good God, so somebody give Randy Orton's pen to somebody else, because for the love of God, man. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Utterly.
So, we have a rather interesting another story about Braun Breaker. According to Uncle Dave, there is reportedly a possibility that Seth Rollins will be back in time for WrestleMania, and a match between him and Braun Breaker could be under consideration.
Fucking man, don't man. Can do, the injury is unfortunate. I don't wish injuries on people, but this is the perfect opportunity to make me miss Seth, and you need to do that. Don't have him back till right after Mania.
Well, first of all, you took the words right out of my mouth, and second of all, Seth Rollins coming back for a match with Braun Breaker, would that be for it doesn't specify whether that would be for the World Heavyweight Championship or not. I'm assuming it would be. Maybe not, but maybe. I mean, I guess it's really 50-50. Dude, just save it. You should learn from the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns situation. Maybe we shouldn't do this at WrestleMania. Maybe this is something we could maybe do during the summer. Maybe this is a SummerSlam match. Again, Cody and Roman. If you want to do it at SummerSlam, if you want to do it at a fucking Saudi show, fine. Knock your socks off. I'm saying the same thing with Braun and Seth. Could you just... What is the rush? Why would we do this at WrestleMania? What is the logic behind doing this at WrestleMania? Can somebody explain that to me? Like Sir K just said, give me the opportunity to miss Seth. Why does this guy always rush back to television to, again, do something that could have waited?
Yeah, to do shit I don't care about. Like, dude, just wait. Take your time. Again, make me miss you, because at this point, I still don't miss you.
No.
So I really want you to be gone for as long as possible so I can miss you. Please, man. Please.
I mean, brother, take some advice from your wife. Becky stayed out. Becky was, ready to come back for a while. when her contract was up. She left in May of 24. Everybody was like, oh, she's coming back in January. The first Raw on Netflix, she's coming back. She didn't come back till Mania, bro. She stayed out 11 months just because. Make people miss her. And it worked. Bro, I do not want to see Seth Rollins until, at the very least, the Raw after WrestleMania. At the very least. I don't know. That sounds horrible. That sounds pretty horrible to me. And again, personally, I just don't. I just don't care. I don't really care to see it. I just don't. So, yeah, that is that. I mean, again, I'm sure it's gonna be dope when when Rollins does come back and we do get to see it eventually. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. When we do get to see the match eventually, it's going to be dope. There's obviously a lot of story there. I'm interested to see how Rollins does return in that capacity. But bro, right now, or at least building into WrestleMania, no. That's just do what you got with Punk for Mania. There's no fucking point in intertwining Seth Rollins into that. There's just none.
No point. There's literally you're just gonna muddy up stuff, and no need to just wait till all this shit is wrapped up, and then when Braun's at the top, bam, then you have Seth comes back, and boom, new problem for Braun that he thought wouldn't have came back, character wise. Boom,
Yes.
you got a story right there.
Not that hard, bro. Not that
It's
fucking
really
hard.
not that hard. It's the most textbook shit ever. You take somebody out, you go, become the champion that he was, and then when he comes back, bronze champ. It's literally the most classic wrestling story in the world. Shit was probably fucking first made up in fucking 48. Like come on, man.
Golly. Sami Zayn. We just talked about feeling bad for Randy Orton. I guess
Damn.
Sammy is a name you could throw in there because when everybody heard about the Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble, everybody and their mother thought Sami Zayn was getting it. I thought Sami Zayn would be getting it too because I thought Kevin Owens would be the world champion around this time. I predicted KO to win Money in the Bank this year, cash in on Jey Uso. Sami Zayn will win the Rumble, challenge Owens at Mania, finally get that, world championship. It was perfect. It was literally perfect. However, our boy KO got hurt. Then they gave the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase to Seth Rollins. La-di-da. Wonderful. Thanks, Paul. What does this mean for Sami? What does this mean for Sami Zayn at WrestleMania now? I miss Owens so much, dude. I really do.
So much. TV misses him. I miss him. Boy, goddamn.
Fuck, man. Miss my boy KO. However, we have another report from Self-Made Pro. They're reporting Roman Reigns had a change of heart this year that flipped WWE's long-term plans on their head. Initially expected to dive into Hollywood full-time, Roman apparently decided he wasn't done with WWE or the world title scene. This year, Roman's whole plan at some point during the year changed. He decided, I'm actually not all in on the Hollywood thing, and I'm coming back to WWE. I want a championship. Good news for us, I guess. I want to win a belt, and basically, I want Cody's seat. That is wild. I'm not gonna lie. That is actually fucking wild.
Get up alert, bro. Like, damn, he really don't fuck with Cody for real.
Which, if that's the case, I wonder what turned him off of Hollywood.
I'm very curious, man. Maybe it wasn't for him. Maybe. I mean, Randy's one of those people that said before, like, I never want to go to Hollywood. I like, being a wrestler. And then maybe Roman ended up having that epiphany too. You never know. Even though Roman still, does stuff, he's obviously was in that what was it called?
That heist movie.
Zootopia? No, I'm talking about the
Oh yeah,
newest one.
yes,
Zootopia
Utopia.
with CM Punk. Yep. He was in that. So maybe Roman likes voice acting more than acting, and maybe that's what he might do, which I think will be, lend to be able to do wrestling at a similar rate to what he is now. Maybe, man. I don't know. I'm very curious.
For sure. So they go on to say the line says it all. I want Cody's seat. The second Reigns made that known, WWE reportedly scrapped its original roadmap, which leaves Sami Zayn's main event dreams in the dust. Sources state the plan was for Sami Zayn to win the Rumble in Saudi Arabia and go on to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, a payoff to the Raw storyline earlier in the year with the Vision. But once Roman got involved, the whole trajectory shifted. They scrapped the whole Sami Zayn stuff because Sami was originally supposed to go on and face Seth Rollins for the championship at the Royal Rumble. Fans paying close attention noticed the sudden change. Sami, who had been a regular on Monday Night Raw battling the Vision, was abruptly moved to SmackDown shortly after he won the U.S. title by defeating Solo Sikoa, and he would end up losing it to Dragunov. While nothing has been confirmed by WWE or Roman himself, this report behind the scenes shakeup paints a picture of just how much influence Reigns has when it comes to the main event scene. Cody versus Roman may be the match WWE wants, but it might have come at the cost of another fan favorite story.
At this point, I would even rather just take Sammy and Cody's spot and just get Roman and Sammy at
Yeah,
WrestleMania,
bro.
or
That would
like,
be tough, actually. That would
fuck
actually
it,
be tough.
make it a triple threat, bro. At that point, at least it'll add some fucking spice in that match, dude. We're eating fucking. You just threw a slab of chicken on the oven, dude. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. I'd rather take Sammy in that mix and
Because
add some seasoning in there or something.
think about it like this, though. If you have. Think about it like this. You could put Sammy into that whole thing. Have the bloodline, minus like Jimmy, they act like, they act like assholes, right? Jay's acting like an asshole. Roman acts like an asshole. Jimmy's there. Solo's an asshole, but he's running as a whole different group. How cool would it be to tell the story of instead of Sami Zayn trying to get in the bloodline, Sammy ends up losing at WrestleMania. Roman wins the title back or whatever. And instead of Sammy working his way back into the bloodline, they try to, reconcile with him. They can tell that story, on Sammy's way to winning a world championship, whoever the world champion would be at that point in time. And then you could tell the story of Sammy, fighting for a world championship, but the bloodline is his support. Instead of him always supporting them, this time they support him. I think that'd be a pretty cool story to tell. Just something I just thought of off the dome, but I think that would be pretty cool, man. But this does suck for Sami Zayn, but like me and Sir K are saying, bro, if you still want Sami Zayn to somewhat be involved, there are ways you can do it. It's not impossible.
Possible, man. I feel like with next year's Mania being in Saudi, I think Sammy is still gonna get his moment, but next year I mean at 43 in Saudi. So
Yes.
I'm not too mad about this because I do feel like Sammy is gonna get something in 2027. I have faith in that. And I don't have a lot of faith in this company, so the fact that I have faith in that, I think I'm overall okay. That plans ended up changing. But dude, Sammy added in that mix moves me so much. And even like Gotti says in the comments, you kind of, yes movement, Sami Zayn into Cody versus Roman.
Mm-hmm.
That would really, really cool. And then, the dynamic of Roman and Sammy would be really cool. And even, the dynamic of Sammy and Cody as friends being really cool. And it could help Cody's eventual heel, path of, friends are coming for his title and maybe he's gonna feel some type of way about that. And you have a lot of possibilities, man. And I'm sure, um, and as long as Cody doesn't win the match, I'd literally be cool with either Sammy or Roman winning that match because obviously, Roman, you have the big name winning it. You could do a lot of that. Sammy winning it would be really cool, especially if KO can come back. I imagine KO cashing in on Sami Zayn next year would be really cool if he could come back around that time and maybe win the Money in the Bank next year. And then Sammy is the person he cashes it on. Could be really cool. You could set that up for Mania 43. You could do a lot, man. I really wish they would, man. You have a lot you could do with Sammy and all that circle.
Yes, there is a lot you can do there. Or if you end up just doing Roman and Cody, me and you actually said that as soon as they announced like the Mania 43 in Saudi. Me and you were like, okay, so what?
I
Okay,
think
so
it's
like,
getting
what are
moved
the
over.
odds that Sammy's plans get moved up a year? Which, how
Yep.
cool would it be for even if they like don't add Sammy to that match and make it a triple threat match? How cool would it be if Roman gets the title and goes on, a bit of a, egotistical rampage again. But, you know, you can tell the story over the course of a year of the honorary Oos, the guy who is still haunted by the fact that he could not beat Roman Reigns in 2023 is finally going to put an end to this because Cody ultimately couldn't. You know what I mean? I think that would be a fucking phenomenal story to tell. Roman and Sammy have history, and everybody. I mean, the bloodline lore is just off the charts. So like, that's no problem. That's absolutely no problem to tell that story right there. Right? That's a story your fans are invested in. Your fans are knowledgeable on the topic. So, I think that would be great. Again, whether they do a triple threat or whether they have Roman carry the championship and end up losing it to Sami Zayn next year, I think there would also be a lot of validity in that for the Sami Zayn character to finally beat Roman Reigns for that championship. Um, but I don't know, man. That there's a lot they can do with it. I do feel bad for Sammy this year, but then, like I said, we've been saying this for a while. Nobody wanted to listen to us. But we have been saying it for a while. As soon as the show did get moved up, or as soon as WrestleMania did move over to Saudi Arabia for 2027, we said it then that Sammy's plans could possibly be moved up. And it looks like we ended up being right. So, what do you know?
Exactly, and I think it has. I have faith in Sammy getting that, and you could still do a lot. You could do, yeah, like Gotti says, you could do Sammy versus Roman in Saudi Mania. You could do Sammy versus KO at Saudi Mania. Maybe Roman comes out of top after 42. Maybe KO, comes back, gets it from Roman, and then the bloodline supports Sammy in defeating, KO. Like, he supported them, like you suggested. You could do so much, man. You could do so much. They're probably gonna do none of
A
this
lot.
because it's good and
Oh,
it's
it's
like a
great.
genuinely great storytelling. They're gonna do none of this, but Cody is probably gonna be champion next summer. So just don't get your hopes up too much, man.
the all the shit that we done spewed off with John Cena this year and the Vision and now Sammy and Roman and Cody, all these Mania things. Again, I don't want to sit there I don't want to be that guy, but bro, put me in the chair,
Do it.
bro. Put me in
Put
the
us in
chair.
the chair. Uh, put me in that dorky ass writer's office. Give me one of them chairs. Give me one of them fucking company laptops. I'm just typing nonsense. And I won't be typing nonsense like those other people. We'll be going crazy, man.
Man, it would be fire, bro. It would be absolutely fire. Give me control of that fucking main event scene. There's no saving the tag division. I don't want nothing to do with that. Triple H, he could dig himself out of that hole. But the main event scene is so easy because you have so many good stories and so many high caliber talent. It's so fucking easy, and he makes it so fucking hard. I just don't get it.
Gotti, Drew is done.
Oh, brother. Uh,
Yeah,
uh yeah, it's
they
over.
killed him. They
Yeah,
dead ass killed him.
they murdered him in
Barry
cold
is
blood,
throwing
bro.
around a lot, but he actually was buried. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's over. It's over for him.
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna chime in on that conversation. The only thing I could say is, dude, it's so over. It's
It's so
just
over,
over.
bro. It's so over. Your only chance for Drew is, if you do something like our plans in like fucking 2 years, you could do something with him. Other than that, it's too late. Unless you didn't beat Cody, you never beat Roman. He's
Bro.
fried, man.
It's
That man is fried.
bro's dead ass,
He really
just angry and never beats anybody. I don't
is
know.
an angry loser.
Essentially. Well, we got news on where are we at here? Survivor Series. Well, according to Uncle Dave, Austin Theory was originally planned to be a part of the Vision's War Games team at Survivor Series. Those plans were scrapped after Jacob Fatu suffered an injury, and WWE moved Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre from Survivor Series to the November 1st edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. This made Rhodes and McIntyre available for War Games, and WWE decided McIntyre would be a better fit for the Survivor Series match than Theory. Drew nor Cody Rhodes made absolutely no fucking sense on that War Games team. At least Austin Theory would have been a full-fledged member of the Vision. So how would he have
Well,
not made sense?
we got our full-fledged member in the Vision in Logan Paul,
Oh, fuck.
so we got that. But literally, they dragged Cody into it, and then they dragged Drew because it was literally they faced each other, and they just joined the opposing War Games teams just for the fuck of it, dude. Cody had no reason to be in there. Drew had no reason to be in there. It was literally just Triple H loving him some Cody, and he wanted to get him in War Games.
Yep. He was
That's all it was.
Yeah, he was 100% just creaming at the fact of, oh man, the American Dream created War Games. We got to get the American Nightmare in there. He's got to go to war. He has to yeet with Jey Uso in war.
In war, he has to get up on the cage, fucking hump the fucking line, and fucking and yeet. So fucking kill me. Bury me softly, brother.
Seriously. Oh, Gotti, that's 100% the plan. Gotti says Randy and I Show Speed versus Bronson Reed and Logan Paul is 100% the plan at Mania. By the way, why the fuck can I actually see that?
I
Oh,
could 100% see that, dude. That is because I guess I think Astro Speed has a whole thing with Randy with like
yep,
on some YouTube channel or
he
something.
does.
Um,
It's
and
like
Logan
Speed
Paul's
goes
in the
pro,
Vision.
and then
Yeah,
Logan Paul's also like friends with Speed in real life, so they're probably gonna want to work together. And then WWE's gonna the best thing that's gonna come out of that match is a tsunami countered into an RKO.
that's
That'll
gonna be great.
that'll be the best thing coming out of that match. But WWE also heard the tsunami into the RKO and was like, oh, we could have Michael
Do
Cole
that.
scream out that this is a WrestleMania moment.
What a WrestleMania iconic moment. Oh my god. Oh god. That is 100% gonna be a match,
Logan
dude.
Paul also sure has been saying he don't like outsiders in the business. So yeah, that is
He's gonna be with this group for until after WrestleMania, dude. He's actually a member of the Vision. Logan Paul is gonna be a member of the Vision, dude.
how fucking
What in the
stupid.
fuck
You might as well
happened
have
to
just
this
put A
company?
Town Dork Syndrome in the Vision at that point. You might as
No, for
well have.
real, dude. You would have had a better chance, bro. You really would have had a better chance. Because what is that, bro? What is that?
Yeah, but I don't know what WWE is talking about here, even though, I lied. I do know what WWE is talking about here because I said this. Going up to War Games, I was like, they're not going to add Theory in the group because they don't think he's a big enough name to be in War Games, and clearly they thought Drew McIntyre was a better fit. I called their bluff. He was not a better fit. They put Drew in there because him and Cody are big names, and they would rather them in there. So yeah. So that as yeah, we got Influencer Mania coming up apparently. Can
It's looking bleak, man.
My
It's
God.
looking bleak.
Um Speaking of Survivor Series 2, we had mentioned how plans for Jacob Fatu were scrapped. You shoehorned Drew and Cody in there. Can anybody explain to me how the hell they were going to add Jacob Fatu in this match? Could somebody please explain that to me?
They genuinely were probably just gonna have Roman just get another family member for their team, and they would have Jacob Fatu in there. That's literally all it would have been.
So stupid.
Roman would like, we got somebody, and fucking Fatu would have literally just walked up backstage and joined the fucking match. Then
100%. 100%. Which, again, it would have made no sense, but it also does slightly suck that we will not be getting Fatu versus. We didn't get to see Fatu mix it up with Brock, even though Brock didn't mix it up with anybody other than Roman, really. He just F5'd people. Uh, Braun, you know, Brock. It
literally
would have been cool
agreed.
to kind of see him,
Mm-hmm.
kind of mix it up a little bit. But PW Insider is reporting that there was talk backstage at Survivor Series that Fatu is close to returning to WWE storylines after taking time off to recover from a dental procedure. One source believed that Jacob would be back on the road within the next few weeks, but an exact date hasn't been confirmed for him to return to TV and return and be integrated in current storylines. Um, please, Jacob. The show needs you. Okay, Ilya Dragunov's back is really aching him. I mean, the poor guy's walking around with a back brace, because his back is so hurt, man. I mean, listen, I'm not rushing you back, but look, the soonest you're available, please do not hesitate to reach out to your bosses to get your next flight booked because holy shit, um, we need this guy, dude. Forget about Cody. Throw the fucking championship on fucking Jacob Fatu and then have Roman win the chamber and fight Fatu for the belt. Please. Something.
You were gonna you were gonna put Fatu in War Games, even though you did that nonsensical 5-on-5 on SmackDown. In which, all honesty, he would have made more sense to be in that Sami Zayn fucking traditional 5-on-5 that you did, way more than he would have with War Games, because he has a on TV, history beef with Solo specifically, and he would have been probably boys with Sammy. They probably could have easily been boys. You could have easily wrote that in. Now that Fatu was more on the babyface side,
Yeah.
he would 100% made more sense to help Sami Zayn in that match than he would have ever been in War Games this year, man.
Yes.
But SmackDown misses him dearly. I miss him dearly, and please come back and help this show, man. Please. It's got Dragunov, and that's it, bro.
That man's back is aching so bad.
Mm, Literally just Dragunov.
Well, speaking of Survivor Series again, according to The Observer, there is reportedly talk of running another stadium show for Survivor Series in 2026, which isn't a bad idea. But you know what this means, which I fully expected. This means War Games will be returning because they're going to be in a stadium, so they're going to feel the need to want to, you know, deliver or offer some sort of attraction. Um, it's also, the stadium part is not a bad thing. Again, it's just more of, I guess this all but confirms WWE is going to be bringing War Games back, which again, you better, Gotti, no. You better, really prep. And I mean prep this year for Survivor Series, because if these War Games teams end up anything like what they were this year, and if the show turns out anything like it did this year, then my God, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Which, the way this year's gone for Paul, I don't fucking know what to expect, to be honest with you, man.
I expect the drizzling shits, man.
Me too.
I really do. 2026 looks so ass, dude. It looks so ass. I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it to be so ass that it has to be good, because it can't be as ass as I'm expecting it to be. My expectations are so in the dirt that they cannot disappoint me even further. They can't. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the slop we got this year, man. I truly, I just don't know anymore, man. I really don't.
No.
Um, there's gonna be another stadium show again. The stadium part is not the problem. I just need the show to deliver, and if it ends up anything like it did this year, then I don't know. I don't. I I don't know what to say anymore with Paul. Again, we talked about it on the review, but bro, War Games used to be such a cool thing. Do not fucking make it something I dread to see. That's such a cool concept. Do not do that to the structure, man. Just don't, please.
Oh, literally, please. I love war games. Please take a break from it. I know they won't. Just like you said, make something special out of it next year, please. Plan ahead.
Man, gotta actually eat rice with a spoon, just so you
He
know.
does eat rice with a spoon.
What the hell does that even mean? What?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Right with a fork. Yeah, right. You lost me on that one.
He lost me at Damian Priest, but
No,
he's
no,
also lost me there.
Gotti is right. They just have Ilya.
Exactly. After that, he lost me.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, yeah. So it looks like Survivor Series is going back to a stadium, which, like I said, kind of does all but confirm we're getting War Games again. Which, again, don't shit on Vince for why do you got a yearly Hell in a Cell and a yearly theme pay-per-view this and a theme pay-per-view that. People are clearly tired of War Games. You clearly don't know how to book the structure anymore, yet you're bringing it back. Don't understand.
Gotti, I don't do that. I
Yo.
eat it. I eat it the normal way. Okay. I don't eat going the long way. That's crazy.
Yo.
Hey yo. I still don't get the rice with a spoon with a fork thing. I still don't get that one.
Liv Morgan, somebody who returned at Survivor Series. Liv Morgan was initially expected to be cleared for in-ring action towards the start of 2026. After her shoulder surgery, but was able to beat expectations through her physical rehab and ended up returning at Survivor Series. This is by PW Insider, and it looks like things came back, or she came back way earlier than expected, man. So that is nothing but good news for Liv Morgan, man. So that is very good news for her, and I'm glad we have her back, man. She, the Judgment Day, the group is fucking atrocious, but I will say, she does make their segments, a little more enjoyable. Not by much, but it's a little nice having her around.
Exactly, man. It's nice. She does overall help the Judgment Day right now, and I'm glad we didn't just have to wait until she came back. Good for her. She was able to come back sooner, and good for us too. Trust me.
Speaking of somebody who might be coming back as well, Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree. According to the Observer, WWE has offered Chris Jericho a retirement storyline, and those in WWE said that's what they'd be interested in. Others expect him to be there early next year, but nothing is confirmed. Can't believe we're actually going to be seeing Chris Jericho back in WWE soon. I fully expect him to more than likely show up at the Royal Rumble if he is free by
Yeah,
then.
if he's free by then, I expect him in the Rumble. I expect him back fully in this company, no doubt about it. And Bill mentioned something about like a possible KO and Jericho Mania match. I really wouldn't be shocked if that's the SummerSlam match for if KO's back by then.
I could see it. I could see it. Um, I'm excited to see Jericho interact with a bunch of people he's never interacted with before. However, I gotta get a feel for Jericho first because what we seen the last time in AEW was that was pretty atrocious. So I need to get a grasp of where we're at first, with Jericho and his in-ring ability so far before I can really judge how this run is going to go. But in terms of interactions off face value, KO, Sammy, Roman, Seth, um, especially KO, I'm excited to see how he does interact with those people that were, in the company, when he was the best part about Monday Night Raw. So I am excited to see that. Again, I just hope it's not. I hope there's no overly cringy gimmick or anything that's just gonna you know, completely ruin it for him. Either that or him just being a complete slug in the ring.
Yeah, well, it is WWE, man. So I'm not worried about the in-ring aspect for him at this point. He's gonna be a slug, I think, no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Belle says she thinks right now he needs to go back to WWE over AEW. I don't know if you guys feel the same. I absolutely feel the same way. AEW, it's just done. He did a lot for AEW, so you do have to appreciate Chris for that, man. But bro, the next generation is here for AEW. The current trajectory of the company has time for Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, Tony Storm, guys like that. Chris Jericho does not fit AEW anymore. He just doesn't. It has outgrown him. AEW has
Yeah,
just simply outgrown Chris Jericho, in my opinion. The best and only option for him at this point is WWE. So I agree. So Gotti, you let me know.
let us know, bruh. We'll be there.
You let me know, bruh. Yes. Yeah. Jericho, yeah, Gotti is 100% right. He says, I don't know, there's many wrestlers who did more for AEW than Jericho did, if any. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jericho, he is a huge, huge, he has a huge part in AEW even getting off the ground. Um, However, it has simply outgrown him. Guys like him, guys like John Moxley, Cody Rhodes, the Bucks, Omega. all those guys in their own way helped, make what AEW is, man. But especially with the in-ring quality that AEW standards are, Jericho, unfortunately, at this point, just does not match anymore.
No, he really does not.
So, speaking of something that doesn't, or speaking of something that does match WWE, unfortunately, celebrities. Unfortunately, celebrities are a big piece of the pie in WWE today. According to WrestleVotes, Andrew Scholes is expected to be showcased more on WWE programming going forward.
He he's gonna be in the he's gonna be the referee in that Logan Paul match.
Did he? Didn't he
Because it
get
was in a
into it with
division that
Logan Paul at one of the
yep, he's a
Raws, and then AJ
man's
saved him? Ugh.
man's gonna be the fight. Yep, and it wasn't a division that was fucking with him the other week on Raw.
Yes. No. The Judgment Day.
Oh, it was the Judgment Day. Okay, never mind. Either he's gonna face a member of the Judgment Day, or he's gonna be, the referee in some stupid ass celebrity related match.
They'll probably give JD McDonough the task of looking like a dork, even though he's like the fucking
Mhm.
best one in the group.
They're gonna have fucking JD McDonough face Andrew Scholes.
Bro, Paul, Paul, this is another. Why is this question synonymous with you at this point? But dude, who the fuck asked? Who asked for this? Why must you include every celebrity in a match capacity or integrating them into the program? Why can't everybody just be like Lil Yachty? And don't make me eat my words on that, because they're probably going to include him sooner rather than later. But bro, Yachty shows up,
There,
watches the show, he enjoys his time, he doesn't want to be involved. Now sure, they show him, but it's WWE, they're going to fucking show all their celebrity friends. Why can't these celebrities just be like West Side Gun and
just
just
love
sit
it.
there, enjoy the product, and just shut the fuck up and watch the show? Why does everybody got to be like fucking Jelly Roll or Speed or all these other guys? And why do they have to get involved? Why does WWE go out of their way to just purposely get these guys involved? Why?
And a lot of people ask the question, it's very true. Why does wrestling have to do the thing for celebrities? Why not like West Side Gun? He does the reference to wrestling. He brings wrestling into what he does. Why can't all these other celebrities do that? Jelly Roll ain't fucking singing, adding a line in there about wrestling. Andrew Schultz ain't doing nothing. Why does wrestling have to do it for these people? And they don't do it for wrestling. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous to me. And again, I'm going to bring up the West Side Gun thing again. All these motherfuckers show up to your shit to get publicity. This man, West Side Gun, he don't want to be shown on camera. Bro just wants to enjoy the fucking show. And even at that, if I were WWE, I would be like, you know what? This guy doesn't want to be shown on camera because he dead ass just wants to sit there and enjoy the show. Show his ass on camera, because we appreciate that. We appreciate that you are a celebrity and you don't even come here for no fame. You dead ass just come here to enjoy the show. But no, we gotta fucking include all these celebrities because, these are gonna boost our social media numbers. Okay.
Okay.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. And I see people defending this. Oh, well, they don't show West Side Gun. Listen to what he raps about. Do we even want to discuss the things that Logan Paul has said and done? I mean, do we really want to go there? I mean, really?
Really don't want to go there with fucking Logan Paul, dog. He is like prime example of you don't want to go there.
Logan Paul has done a whole lot worse than fucking West Side Gun rapping about white brick sniffed at one time turned to heel Cena. I could tell you that right fucking now. I had to swing the cocaine pot like Roman Reigns is a hell of a lot better than whatever. I mean, again, let's just not go there. But, I mean, come on. Please, miss me with that bullshit. I don't know. Again, you're showing Andrew Scholes for what? For what?
Like, stop, please.
Man. Yes, I mean every week with this, every single week. If it's not the one dude they're showing from the John Gacy Peacock show, they're showing Andrew Scholes, they're showing fucking Post Malone and Jelly Roll, fucking hanging out. They're showing Lil Yachty every week, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you kick out West Side Gun, crazy work to me. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, Andrew Scholes is going to be showcased on WWE programming more. Paul, who the fuck asked? This is true. This is true.
It's true, and it's not delusional if you can do it. If you believe, it's not delusional.
Well, to be fair, Gotti, if you pull off a shooting star press, then more praise to you, bro. Because I don't even think I could do a backflip.
No,
I can flip
I
and
would
land on my
die.
feet. I've never found the balance, or I never found the, I guess, hang time to do a backflip. I can do a front flip and land on my feet, but I can do a 450 and land on my stomach, but backflips never been able to. So more power to you. But so yeah, Andrew Scholes is going to be on WWE programming, I guess, moving forward. WWE Unreal. According to Bodyslam.net, R-Truth's contract expiration and the aftermath of Seth Rollins' road to cash in at SummerSlam will be covered in Season 2. Several superstars will soon be doing interviews for the season. So, if you guys were a fan of Unreal, I was a fan of it, not because I was a fan of the show, because I love seeing how fucking stupid their writing room is.
Exactly, I love.
However, these were the two topics they have in store. But what were you gonna say?
Literally, I loved seeing how dumb that writers room is, and how literally CM Punk literally booked the end of the Chamber match in that moment right
Yep.
there, right before the match. Dead ass just booked the ending, and everyone was like, "Okay, that's dope. Let's do it." It was nothing to do with Triple H.
And then Triple H's push pitch to Jey Uso that he completely lied to all the writers about.
But I fucking told him the push can go away. No, you didn't.
You did not say that.
You
Bro
didn't say any
literally
of
did
that.
not fucking say that. And then Triple Paul just looking like an absolute idiot talking about, oh, well, if we break Roman and Paul up, I don't really think it's that earth-shattering to do it at WrestleMania. It's Roman Reigns and the Wise Man, you idiot. There's only one place to break that up.
Moron, were you gonna do it? You fucking idiot. And then fucking Triple H talking to Rock, telling him, when you go out there, I don't think you should hit him. I think it'll be better if you just stand there like like the boss. And fucking Rock just goes, okay, so I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna grab my belt.
Bro,
And I'm gonna smack him on the.
he's like, yeah, yeah. So I love that idea, but I'm thinking just a couple slaps with the belt. I'm like, so,
No,
so you don't love
you,
the idea? You're refuting the idea, Dwayne. What are we doing,
I love that idea, but I'm gonna just hit him.
motherfucker?
But I
Like,
love the idea.
and Triple H is just sitting there and he just goes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. All right, fucking Jesus, Paul. So yeah, I can't wait to see them just completely just cornball their way through the R-Truth situation. I genuinely can't wait for that.
Literally.
So yeah, that's the news on that is the news on WWE Unreal and the next season of that. Speaking of that, we have an update on the WWE ESPN partnership. As according to Wrestling with Freddie, Freddie Prinze Jr. claims he's been told by someone in ESPN that they are not happy with the WWE deal right now. ESPN, by the way, is so unhappy with the deal. I was talking to a friend of mine who works for Disney and he was just like, "Yo, who are they? Me? What?
Yeah, what the fuck,
Yo,
yo?
yo, they're so they better make their money back with this deal." He said they are hot with WWE right now. I would fucking be too. If I got fucking WrestlePalooza and Survivor Series, Crown Jewel was in there. Crown Jewel, they're very fortunate that ESPN held AJ Styles versus John Cena. But if two of my three pay-per-views that aired on my platform so far were fucking Survivor Series and WrestlePalooza, I probably would have fucking showed them the door by now. I'm not lying.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! You get this company, you get WrestlePalooza, you get Crown Jewel, which had Cena on it, thankfully, so they had something there. Um, and they get Survivor Series. What a run! And then after that, the next thing you get with them, because you don't get Saturday Night's main event, you get Royal Rumble, where after that point, no more Cena. So holy shit, I would be furious too, man.
These
Um,
asshats put Cena on a Saturday night's main event on Peacock. You don't think ESPN wanted that last match?
you don't think ESPN wanted Cena's last match? They get thrown fucking bullshit.
Doofuses. So I don't blame ESPN. I would be pissed as well because it looks like you're trying to rob me. It looks like you're trying to run
Mm-hmm.
my pockets. It looks like you got your money and now you just don't care no more. That's what it appears to me. And that's how I would see it if I was in ESPN. So, okay.
Literally.
All right. Gotti says he's mentioning what we mentioned West Side Gun, so he has a few WWE bars in his notes. He's got some. New Day bring the woods and the K big ending like Big E. Buddy says he needs a H, so we bury him like Big D.
I like that.
Oh
That's fire.
shit. Bell, what do you think of that?
What do you think, Bill? I think this is fire.
Being the big rap analyst that she is, I need your thoughts on this, Bell. New Day
Exactly.
bring the woods.
I like that. That's a good one.
You got any more? I need to hear some more. I need to hear you rap these as well. So, Yes, I would be very pissed if I was ESPN. I would, I'd probably be storming I would have probably stormed their headquarters after WrestlePalooza because that was the debut show, and you done embarrassed the platform. ESPN embarrassed themselves by the setting up of the platform as well, but WWE did not help. So,
No.
well, Peacock. What's up with Peacock, bro? Well, the WWE library is leaving Peacock very soon. So, WWE fans were caught off guard this week by discovering a massive portion of the company's content library is set to leave Peacock by the end of December, months earlier than expected. Nice. It's a fucking great way to do business. This is supposed to be the business-centric company.
How amazing.
While the deal
How
between...
amazing.
While the... Just calm down over there, all right? While the deal between WWE and Peacock was always scheduled to end in 2026, viewers began noticing expiration dates spreading across a wide range of the content, including the entire WCW and ECW libraries, territory-era footage, and hundreds of classic WWE and WWF events. Now it's confirmed that the transition is happening sooner than originally believed. This exit nearly comes a part of the expiration of the 5-year agreement between WWE and Peacock, which began in March of 2021. That deal brought the full WWE Network's library under Peacock's banner for the U.S. fans, but with WWE now realigning its media rights and moving Raw to Netflix, SmackDown to USA, NXT to CW, and PLEs to ESPN, the library is the last remaining place without a publicity-confirmed destination. While speaking on The Observer, Uncle Dave confirmed the exit timeline for WWE's full on-demand history. Dave said the library will end this month. It'll no longer be on Peacock. Thank you, Dave. He says, I know ESPN said they are interested. It will probably wind up on ESPN. However, ESPN will put its service is. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of people talking about Netflix. There's so much on Netflix. There's so much stuff on Netflix. Netflix never put up internationally because they have the rights internationally. He says, I think if you want a lot of that old stuff, especially the territorial stuff, you might have to watch it in the next month because there's no guarantee whomever gets the deal will keep all that stuff up anyway, especially the older stuff, the territorial stuff. You just said that because I think that somebody new might say there's no value in this. We heard for the longest time that it was going to be Netflix. However, it seems like that may not be the case, and it looks like ESPN is also another one in the running. Overall, I'm fine with either Netflix or ESPN, as long as it's not a new platform that you gotta pay another completely separate thing for. I will be okay with it. At least have it be on something that, you know, we already have to kind of pay for to watch the shit in general.
Exactly. For the same with me, Fran. As long as it's not a new thing I have to pay for, we could go to either or.
Yes, but if they mess around and put this on, again, some random, place that you have to pay for that nobody has, then, again, that is going to be very, very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena. The case may hinge on whether those horn sections are predictable elements of the Schofield arrangement or an unlicensed work. Kim, I'm sorry. Nobody cares about your lawsuit, okay? We have one more time to hear the song, so suck it up and figure it out. I don't know. This is completely stupid to me, man. Again, I mean, it seems like she is just acquired the copyrights to the record, which is why she's doing this. So I don't care. It's the Goats theme song, so suck it up.
Exactly. It took you all these years to notice. You just notice now. Oh well.
Yeah, too bad. Gunther. This one's interesting. According to WrestleVotes, people within WWE reportedly don't love Gunther is John Cena's likely final opponent. People within WWE don't love it. I know people on the inside don't love it, but I understand it. Gunther has the potential to be a huge heel or babyface if you want for the next 5, 10, 15 years with this company. So, if he could be the one to retire John Cena, you probably take that. It is what it is. How do you feel about Gunther being John Cena's final opponent, and do you not love it as well, or are you with Gunther being the final opponent?
I think it's great. I think it's perfect. I think he's literally the perfect person to have retire him. You could have done an older guy, that would have been okay. But if you're doing a younger guy, I think there's no better person than Gunther. And I think all those people mad are just jealous, in all honesty, man. But what about you?
I love it. I do. I also hate an aspect of it.
Hmm.
The only aspect I hate about Gunther being his final opponent is we won't get to see a promo battle with these two. See, now, if Gunther and Cena had time, I would have loved for this to be a feud. You know what I mean? Not just a final match. Because, dude, Gunther, to me, the way he acts, he is just built to be a John Cena villain. I mean, dude, the way he talks, the way he belittles people, the way his just smug attitude is just fucking perfect to go up against John Cena. I mean, he really is. And that's the only thing I do hate about it, is that we're not going to get to see these two cook each other on the microphone. We're literally just going to get to see one match. However, I'm very excited about that. I think Gunther is the perfect guy to do it. I personally have no problem with it at all. I know a lot of people don't like it. I love it. I think Gunther is one of the best talents that they have in the company. And I think he is the future, man. And people do have their complaints about him in general. Some of them valid, some of them not valid at all, in my opinion. But personally, I love this, and the only gripe is I wish this would have been like a SummerSlam match or something that we really could have got to sink our teeth into in a full-fledged feud with these two. But, they had to do their Cody match again. So that's the only thing I don't love about it. But in terms of him being the final opponent, I actually really love it. So
100%.
Gotti says, I think Cena would destroy Gunther on the mic. I'm kind of happy I don't have to watch Gunther be destroyed like that. I don't know, man. Gunther held his own. People said the same thing about Punk. People were like, Gunther's going to get cooked on the mic with CM Punk. He held his own, man. People do not give Gunther credit. People do not give Gunther enough credit for the way he is able to belittle people. And even when Cena can get to cooking him, Gunther is so amazing with those facial expressions when he's like looking at the baby face and he knows they're right, but he doesn't have the pride to, I guess, act on it. You know what I mean? But you could tell by the looks on his face that he's like, he can feel what they're saying, So I love it, and I think Gunther I think Gunther and Cena would have man, I would have loved to have seen that, because I actually do think Gunther would have held his own.
100%.
The final WWE story, before we move over to our few AEW stories here. According to The Ringer, John Cena reveals he was originally supposed to do 220 dates on the retirement tour, but WWE only needed him for 36.
Listen, listen. I get you couldn't do all 200 plus days. That'd be crazy. But you went from 220 to 36. You couldn't do like 70 or something.
Right.
Something.
So, from what we know, there actually was supposed to be 53 dates because I don't know if you guys have ever seen this interview with Cena. I think it was called like Fan Expo. He was up there talking about how they had another 17 shirts, another 17 farewell shirts from towns that he wanted to make. That makes 53. That makes 53 dates. Why didn't you do that? You only needed him for 36 days. Why would they tell him that? Why wouldn't they just let him do what he wanted? Now, again, I don't know about 220. I mean, that's a lot, but you mean to tell me 53 dates across Raws and SmackDowns, and, you could have had him pop up on NXT, stuff like, you mean to tell me that wasn't like something you wanted to explore? You know how much money you missed out on? Or like Sir K said, maybe 70. Again, what about the 53?
Do 60. Do a bigger than 36. At least get a promo in between Survivor Series and his last match. You know what I mean?
That's
Stuff like that.
That's the type of shit I'm saying. You mean to tell me you couldn't have got him on SmackDown tonight to confront the winner of the Last Time Is Now tournament, Monday on Raw to do a promo battle with the winner, and then another final promo battle the night before his final match? Why would you lower his dates that much? I mean, again, you missed out on 50 or on 17 shirts for towns that you just didn't hit. What are you, stupid? Man, I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that's about. 36 dates clearly was too little because, dude, could you imagine if there was just an extra 17 dates? We probably could have got our Fatu, our LA Knight, our Bronson Reed, our Braun Breaker. We probably could have got all that shit in there. We could have got him interacting, not a match, but interacting with the Wyatt Six. Nice little Bray tribute there. Come on, man. Huge missed opportunity and a lot of money left on the table from Triple Idiot. Again.
Surely.
That is all the WWE stories here today for you guys, man, as we have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from the good people over at W Energy. As you see on your screen, W Energy is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula that is sugar-free, 0-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really, always got to shout out W. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for. Christmas is coming up. Want a great Christmas gift? W will be perfect, man. No matter what you need it for, W keep you awake, keep you energized. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly, always gotta shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as always, thank you and shout out to the great people over at W, the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP. All right. Gotti says Cena not having a match with The Miz on the farewell tour will forever be questionable. The Miz and Sheamus are also two
Yes,
OGs
man.
that it's like, bro. And Rey Mysterio as well. Dude, what are we doing? Why would you do that? I also would have liked to see him like just have nice like one-offs with like Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes, guys like that. I think just would have been dope. They did miss the mark a lot. Now it was great. The farewell tour ended up being great, but I completely blame it being great on John Cena. Everything that went wrong, I truly think is a Triple H problem. I do.
It's all Triple H.
So Jim Ross, according to JR himself, he will be at the first AEW Dynamite of 2026 on January 7th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We haven't seen. Wait. Has he been on commentary lately?
I think he'll occasionally do like the main event of like something, like a pay per view, or occasionally. I think he was there not too long ago. I think it's very occasional.
Oh. Well, JR will I put this in the news because I feel like we haven't seen him in a while, but now that I think about it, I feel like he was there, like did a main event recently. All right, well,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
JR will be at Dynamite on January 7th. There you go.
Exactly. Good for him. Good to be back.
Darby Allin, or as
Yeah,
Excalibur says, Dorby Allin.
good old Dorby.
According to the Wrestling Observer, Darby has legitimately been hospitalized following his Continental Classic match with Kevin Knight. Uncle Dave says somebody tweeted that he had been in the hospital for a week and he was still there. That's not quite true. What happened was he got hurt in the Kevin Knight match last week. That spot that looked the scariest was the coast to coast dropkick. He got smashed with that move. I don't know if that's the move where he got hurt, but he got hurt. He was in the hospital for a while, but they did clear him because he ended up going home. So he can travel. The impression was given that they're going to find out more on Collision. He might stay in the tournament. He might not. They have to, I guess, figure it out in the next days, depending on how he's doing.
Please do not tell me that this reveals that AEW doctors, you can only talk to them during shows, during dates where there's a show, and that's where they're at, and that's when you is that out of all of this, the whole whatever's going on, I hope he's okay, but that's what I get out of this. Their doctor, you can't talk with them unless you're at a show. That's insane. Is that not crazy? Is that not what this fucking
Again,
tells you?
what do you mean we're going to find out more on Collision? They didn't tell him what was wrong with him when he left the hospital, which, if you guys seen the video, he's like moving his fingers. So I'm sure it probably has something to do with like his neck or his spine,
Mhm.
something like that. Typically, people, either lose feeling or they're trying to make sure they have feeling in their fingers and their toes usually when it's spine or neck related stuff. And hopefully Darby is okay. I don't know what the fuck Dave is talking about, but yeah, that's a great point you bring up. Nobody checked up on him until he came to work.
Go meet with their doctor just because you have to do it at the show. That is fucking wild, but that explains a lot with the problems that AEW had with their doctors. You have to fucking meet them at the show. Is what I got from this, dude. That is insane. But I hope Darby is good. I hope everything's good because it sucks to have a legitimate injury. And I hope he's okay because of that, because that could be a bad one.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy. All the crazy shit Darby does, just a simple thing like that is what hurts him. It's always those type of
Mm-hmm.
people who will just do the craziest shit in the ring that get injured by the simplest of shit.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%, bro. So, Kenny Omega.
Okay, here it goes. Speaking
All
of
right.
injuries,
Saying his name, I think I just got injured. Um,
we hobbling away.
According to Uncle Dave, AEW are avoiding putting Kenny Omega in long singles matches, and that is maybe a part of the reason why they put him back with the Young Bucks.
Just let him. Can you put him back with his couch? Can you put him back with at home? Can you give him his house keys? Why is he here? Let the man rest, dude. Please, just let the man rest. That's all I'm saying. Please, he needs it. TV needs it, and he just fucking needs it at the end of the day.
Bro, we we just seen this dude return on Wednesday. And guess what he returned to do? He returned to fight the Don Callis family. Is that so worth him sticking around for? I mean,
Not
bro,
worth not having a body anymore.
Kenny, if you're hurt, then just fucking leave. Dude, go get better. You doing sick. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool to see the Elite back together, dude, but like, or Kenny and the Bucks, but bro, it's
Stop.
not that important. Like, these 6-man tags, it's not like y'all are doing anything earth-shattering right now. You're feuding with the fucking Don Callis family.
Like fucking Kenny's coming out to do Kenny versus Roman Reigns.
I
He's
was gonna
fucking doing
say,
6-man tag.
you guys aren't facing the bloodline. You guys aren't facing Roman and the Usos. This is fucking, this is the Don Callis family right here. What are we doing? Kenny, bro, and Tony, if this guy is hurt and you're purposely avoiding putting him in singles matches because his body can't handle it, sit him out. It's not hard. But they're going to continue to test their luck until something fucking really bad happens to him. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. Unfortunately.
Yep.
I don't fucking understand, bro. I really don't. We say this every week. Why is Omega on Dynamite? He's clearly hurt. Just look at his face. Look at his face.
We say literally you're gonna hear it on Tuesday too, because we have to say it every week with this company.
Ridiculous. Sit him out, Tony. So, AEW have announced. Actually, we got a photo for you all. AEW have officially announced Revolution 2026 is going back to Los Angeles, the Crypto.com arena where they were last year for Revolution. As first announced by the Sporting Rib, AEW Revolution is returning to Los Angeles and the Crypto.com arena on Sunday, March 15th. Tickets, premium ticket sales start December 9th. Regular tickets go on sale December 15th. This is the graphics that they showed, and this is the logo that they showed, which is exactly the same as last year, and it is in the exact same spot they did it in last year. Tony, please don't start with these traditions again. However, the theme is cool. The like neon cyberpunk type palm trees, very cyberpunk esque. So, yeah, I mean it's cool. It looks cool. So AEW is going back to the crypto.com arena. Still's weird. It's still always the Staples Center to me, but they're going back to the Staples Center. Again, I'll say, Tony, please don't make this one of your stupid traditions. However, it is a nice logo and it is a nice theme. So, yeah, if you guys are in that area, then you got another revolution coming your way.
It's definitely, triple. I got him so used to saying it. Tony Khan loves his traditions. So it's a little frustrating. It's in the same location, but cool theme. I love the whole like synth wave palm tree thing. I think that's
Mhm.
really cool, man. And at least they're changing up overall the graphics and shit, man.
This is true. I still don't know how they didn't do a black and white Sting themed revolution for the year he was done. But I digress.
Literally.
Still dope nonetheless.
Exactly.
Next up, we have Netflix. Well, according to The Wrap, Netflix has won the bidding war to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery. They are now entering exclusive deal talks with Netflix offering $30 a share and $5 billion a breakup fee. The sale is not yet finalized in the U.S. Department of Justice. Could also interfere due to antitrust concerns. So, they have acquired Warner Brothers Discovery, and everybody's wondering. Obviously, Netflix is in bed with WWE, Warner Brothers is in bed with AEW. Everybody's concerned. What's going to happen? What's the deal? What is going to happen now that Netflix has acquired Warner Brothers Discovery? According to PW Insider, Netflix is not purchasing the linear channels owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. Those channels will be spun off into a completely new, separate, publicly traded company known as Discovery Global. Amongst those linear channels are TBS and TNT, which carry AEW programming. After the acquisition of HBO Max, where the rights to AEW in terms of streaming lands remains to be seen, but one would assume it would remain unchanged in AEW's current contractual agreements with Warner Brothers Discovery at the time they came to terms. So, as far as AEW, because that's the big thing right here, right? It's like what's going to happen to AEW on here? Nothing. And thankfully that Discovery Global is being created, because you know how petty WWE is, and with the pull that they have, they were at least gonna try. We know they're no stranger to doing things that are illegal or very shady in general. They're no stranger to that. They were at least going to give it a shot to get AEW off of TBS and TNT and take that away from them. Thankfully, that's not going to be the case, though. However, they did acquire HBO Max. So AEW could be in jeopardy there, but to be honest with you, bro, at the end of the day, they can find somebody that's going to want that media, that will put them on their platform, whether it's, somebody will want, AEW programming to stream. It's obviously that, again, that would be a huge deal to have that level of live sports. So, um, it's a very good thing, though, that Discovery Global is being created just so AEW can keep their channels and not have to be, bumped off on some petty shit for WWE just simply being petty.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's good they're not going to be bumped off. It's good they're going to keep where they are now. I think that's really good. I think that's their identity overall, man, I'm glad they're keeping it. There's a chance, the whole way media law works that Netflix actually won't be able to even buy them in the first place, but that's a whole different thing.
Right.
But overall, they'll be fine. Their HBO Max deal is set in place till 2028. So even if they don't get it after that, they'll be there till I think like 2028 or whatever. They'll be fine. It'll be good. They'll be fine. WWE would have tried. They would have tried, but they won't be able to do anything, man. So good for AEW that they're set in stone for where they are.
Yep. So yeah, that is everything, man. That is everything, and that's all we got. That's all we got. I'm literally reading a tweet right now that says if John Cena did a full pay-per-view schedule that included working all 12 premium live events, every Saturday night's main event, and flip-flop between Raw and SmackDown throughout the year, and didn't appear in the same city twice, all that would have been is 61 dates. And they couldn't do that. Idiots. Fucking idiots. However, that is everything we got here today for you guys, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us today for this episode of the news, man. Again, we'll play it before we leave. Want to give another huge early birthday shout out to Belle on our way out of here. So, happy early birthday to Belle. I hope you enjoy your day on Sunday, man. So, yeah, that is everything, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for another edition of NHP. This has been episode 295 of the news. Thank you guys, as always. It has been a pleasure for my Johnny.
That's okay.
Yes, and as always, thank you to my guys in the Replay Mafia. And thank you to all you guys, Bell, Mr. Walk 'em Down and Cut They Shiz Off, Gotti, and Manager Logan. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, as always. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all on Tuesday with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.